I have to say, Gerry, that's a demonstration of how much people love New Captain Scarlet. Everyone is just so proud of you for coming up with such a good series.
Well, I'm not a particular fan of the shows I made. My number one show that I'm very proud of is Thunderbirds, of course. And I, perhaps conceitedly, thought that the New Captain Scarlet was a damn good show. It was exciting, it was well made, and what was done with it is nothing short of criminal. So, sorry, what were you?
Well, bearing in mind all concerned working on the assumption that that such an outstanding series would find an audience, did people like yourself and Phil Ford have plans for what would happen in a further run of New Captain Scarlet?
You mean a second series?
Yeah.
Well, you know, when you're talking about any film production, it's big money. And the new series of Captain Scarlet cost in excess of £20 million to make. So, of course, I'm sure you can imagine me going in to the hierarchy and saying, I've got a hell of an idea. This show that you've wrecked totally and ruined, I'd like to make another series, and it will only cost you another £20 million. So obviously that wasn't on. And so we're waiting for something to happen in America. I hope they strike oil. I know they went through a negotiation with the Science Fiction Channel in America, which is worldwide. And the information we had at the time was that they're negotiating for the whole world on that channel, but there was a warning at the bottom which said something like, Gerry, please bear in mind that these sort of discussions can take 3 weeks, 3 months, or a year. So we're patiently waiting to hear what they've managed to do. But as I've always said, since Fanderson was formed, there used to be a saying that you heard it or read it first in Fanderson, and that will certainly be the case if they get a big sale, and I promise.
In the meantime, you are a very active writer and producer, and I wondered if you could let us in on other projects you're currently working on.
Yeah, well, there are two things I'm very proud of. Do you all know what first day covers are?
Yeah.
Those who remember can say yes, and I will know what it is. Well, I had a very big surprise because the Royal Mail called me to a meeting and they said that we've got to produce the first day cover for this year or for next year, and it's going to be all about you and your shows. Well, I tried to avoid my chest smelling. No, not smelling. You know, swelling is what I meant to say. You know, with pride. And they showed me what they were going to do, and it really is quite amazing. The whole thing is headed by the words, if I can remember them. It says the genius of Gerry Anderson. So that's only a start, and this is going to go all over this country and all over the world. It comprises a lot of coloured material, a lot of cartoon material, a lot of words and interesting information. And they have been saying themselves it's going to be very, very big, and there'll be a huge amount of publicity. So this will be breaking now in the next week or two, I think. And I think there'll be a huge amount of publicity. I want to rephrase that, the Royal Mail expect there to be a huge amount of publicity. And so I think that will help me perhaps overcome some of the resistance I've had from ITV for some time now.
You've been working on a Christmas miracle for some time, and I wondered if there'd been any developments with the production of that.
Yes, I've written a screenplay for a movie, and I can tell you I'm very proud of it. I think it really is going to make an excellent movie. It's very unusual because it's a Christmas story, and it's also a story about aliens. That's all I can say. But it's a lot of drama, a lot of special effects, and a great deal of humour. So this is something that I'm now trying to raise the money for. It will cost 10 million. I've asked them not to pass the buckets round at the moment because it might interfere with the discussion. But do give everything you've got because, well, I'm sure that between you 10 million is not that much of it.
Unlike the royal family, I never carry loose change. I'm like Prince Charles, I never carry loose change.
Yes, I've just been reminded that originally the story was called A Christmas Miracle, and I asked for it to be registered in America so that nobody could copy it. And the lawyers came back to me and said, "You do realise, don't you, that it's absolutely impossible to register in America any title which includes Christmas, Santa Claus, reindeers, anything to do with Christmas. All the big companies over there have taken these titles across the years, and there's no way you would get it." So they said, if you can find a new title that really you can be sure that nobody's registered it, then we can register it in America. So the new title is My Friend Cribbabub. Nobody's going to copy that, are they? My Friend Cribbabub. Well, I can't tell you too much about the show, but there's a little boy and there's an alien. The alien's name is Cribbabub, and he befriends the little boy. So hence, that when the film goes out, it'll make sense, you know. But for the moment, we've got it registered in America.